Very pleased with the spring overall. We got a lot of work in. It was really good to get out of there tonight. Very healthy. It seems like we didn't have anything tonight. That's a really good sign. We had a pretty good and physical spring and came out of there relatively healthy. That's always a good thing. I felt like we got better. Guys really worked hard. You know, I challenged them, as I said the other day. We got back from spring break. We had a couple practices before spring break. Got back after spring break and challenged them for a solid month. They've been in here every day, early, working hard. On the off days, lifting, watching film. Practice days, they've been attentive. You know, like I said, over here early in the morning during the school year and doing their work. And if we continue with that attitude, then I like where we're headed. You know, so overall, spring was a success. We got to finish strong academically and hit that weight room. You know, there's no, you know, we can't give them very much time off. They got to get back in there, get stronger, get bigger, and get ready for the next phase this summer to continue to progress. You know, as far as the game went, you could tell we have some options there at quarterback, and you know, we need all the reps we can get just with the continuity of the offense. Some of the younger wide receivers, it's nice to see some guys emerge. Thought we did a decent job of catching and getting some yards. Put one on the ground that was a little disappointing, but especially the second half, I felt like we found our rhythm and threw the ball around a little better. So good, you know, overall good day. I'm always a little bit torn. It's hard for a head coach because if one side's doing good, the other, you're disappointed in the other. So I'll open up for questions.
Eddie said that A.J. Rose was really good in the last scrimmage too. Was what we saw tonight pretty typical of the spring from him? Yeah,
the last two scrimmages, tonight included, really felt like he took a big step. And it was really important for him to come out tonight and back that up, which he did. And you know, that's really good to see. AJ's, you know, as I mentioned, I have a lot of confidence in his ability and what he's doing. He's been working hard, and Coach Grant's been working with him, and it was good to see him have a big night.
How come we didn't see Saheem tonight?
He had a head injury.
Okay.
What was it that you guys missed from AJ last year? The things that maybe, was it just little things he wasn't doing?
It is. It's just, you know, you never know when somebody's going to put it all together, and you know, that's okay. You love to see guys, you know, getting better and developing over time. Some guys walk in, or you know, very few of them are ready to compete at a high level. Sometimes it's out of necessity that you got to play some young guys, but you never know when it's going to all come together for him. He's been showing flashes for a long time, but to put it all together and play winning football all the time, you know, he's been doing that this spring.
Mark, was there anything new maybe from Terry or Gunner that stood out to you tonight, or just kind of overall impressions on them?
No, I don't think anything really jumped out at me that I hadn't seen most of the spring. I think, you know, it's fair to say that, you know, with any quarterback, they'd like to be in there getting all the reps, you know, that's always a tough situation when you're in these situations because they need all the reps they can get. So, you know, again, I felt like throughout this spring, we gave them a lot of live looks and put the ball down and had a lot of scrimmage type situations, and I did feel like they got better the second part of spring.
Mark, is there a timeline when you want to make a decision on those guys?
No, really don't.
Since you're not going to tell us, you know, anything about a decision and all, I get that.
Yeah.
Has one been a little ahead, or are you going to tell us it's been a dead heat?
No, I just don't. I don't think it's fair to say that at this point. It's really not. You know, there's been days when one has looked better than the other, and vice versa. So it's just not fair for me to say that at this point, because they're, you know, I'd be just throwing something at the wall. You know, they both have done some good things, and you know, both need improvement in certain areas. But again, just like you saw tonight, and you know, I can't say it enough. It really depends on the guys around them. You know, giving them some time, getting open, creating some space, making tough catches, getting tough yards. You know, that always lets the offense go. You know, if we get those things going.
We talk a lot about the young receivers, but Zaire Hughes, I feel like was always overlooked. Has he been able to play his way into getting consistent playing time this fall?
He's getting better, and pleased with Zaire because he has some juice, he has some speed, and he can get open, and you know, he's working, and he needs to continue to work. There's a lot of details that go into playing, and, winning football, and he's working at it, and I appreciate it. He's a good kid, and we all want to see him on the field, but he's got to be consistent all the time in what he's doing, and assignments, and technique, and all those things.
He went back and forth from each side of the ball. Has he been able to pick up receiver pretty well?
Yes, he's working on it, and he's getting more and more comfortable.
Mark, in terms of athletic fluidity and the ability to make plays in space, did you see from Cash Daniel this spring what you hoped to see?
Yeah, definitely. Cash has been solid. I think looks like he lost leverage and maybe missed one or two, what I saw from the naked eye out there today, and it happens. If you got good playmakers on offense, it's going to happen to a lot of guys in space. But he's done a really nice job.
Mark, can I try it this way?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
When are you going to retire?
22 days,
You're How many hours? I know you got it all counted out, yeah.
Based upon what you have, whoever ends up being the quarterback, can you tell the fans that whoever it is, you feel like your quarterback situation is better than it was years ago since you've been here?
Without a doubt, I've said this most of the spring, and that whoever gets under center and takes the first snap, that I have a lot of confidence in. I have confidence in all these guys, and each of them have some strengths and some weaknesses, and we'll make it work. We'll make sure we build a package around them and have them have success. I think it's also fair to say that I need to see both of them in a game, because scrimmages are different, practices are different, and when the lights come on and you're in a game situation, the bullets are flying, and you're really taking sacks and you're really getting hit, it's important to see how they play in games. That's why I'm not in any big hurry.
The pace of the offensive play calling, is that what you have wanted to have maybe over the last couple of years if you had a healthy quarterback, healthy this, healthy that?
Like you saw tonight, you're saying? Part of that pace tonight was just to get some reps in as well, because we're on a timeline here with the SEC network. So, so I think some of that was just to get some plays and make sure we got enough looks, because, just the 4 quarterbacks alone, you want to give them some opportunities.
Coach, we didn't see a whole lot from Benny tonight, but I know you've seen him obviously all spring long. How motivated is he right now coming into this year?
Very, very motivated. And Benny's always, sitting on G, waiting on O. So he's ready to go, and he's always wired and has a great, strong mentality, and he's done really well.
Mark, you also have a lot of experience in the secondary, but did any of the young guys back there maybe make a push for playing time this week?
I think Michael, I like the way Michael Nesbitt's come along. Stanley's done really good for a true freshman just coming in. All those guys are getting better. Yusuf is a guy that stood out to me. So I think, we have some good talent there. It's good to get those guys in there, and, getting more and more confident with those guys.
I know you'd like to be more healthy at inside linebacker, but giving DeAndre Square kind of all this opportunity early on, did that show you something that you might not otherwise have seen if you were healthier?
Yeah, definitely. I think, anytime you force him in there to play with the ones at that age, puts a lot of pressure on him, but you also can see what you have, and I've been very pleased. I didn't notice him tonight, good or bad. Maybe he was out of position on one of the long runs, but things we can get corrected.
Do you see a role for Bouvier?
Definitely, I do. I think he's very reliable. He's competitive. He gets open, makes tough catches. I definitely think he'll contribute.
I know you'll break it down much further later, but based on the naked eye, who won in the trenches tonight?
Anytime they run for that many yards, you got to give it to the offensive line. I think they did a really nice job. We had some very little movement in there, but some of the movement we had in there, they picked up, and they created some of the long runs. I have to look and see. I think it may have been one of the backers, a young backer, DeAndre or I'm not a couple of the other guys, but I think we were out of position on that once or twice, so it's hard to tell until I watch that film exactly what was going on with some of the runs. But our offensive line, they do a good job. They can move people, and they pick up a lot of things. They have some experience. They've seen a lot of different blitzes, different run pressures. So they've done a really good job.
Eddie was obviously not happy with the pre-snap penalties. Is that just jitters?
Yeah, that's something we gotta address, and we've been working on it because it showed up in one of the other scrimmages as well. So we've got to work on that.
Mark, since practice started and then accumulating to the game tonight, specifically, what do you want to see Gunner and Terry respectively improve before summer starts?
Yeah, it's a challenge to the entire offense, and I told them that the other day, yesterday. We had a practice yesterday with just helmets, and I thought it was a really efficient practice. I thought they were really competitive, and they had great urgency about getting open, creating space, and being efficient in the pass game, and that's what we have to do all summer. You know, they have to spend a lot of time with themselves. We're not allowed to be out there with them in the summer with the football, and they're going to be on their own, and they have to play like that. They have to be, you know, efficient and you know, really playing at a high level. If they're just out there milling around, you're just going to get worse. You know, so that's what I think it's a challenge to the quarterbacks to get the entire group to play at a high level this summer.
We saw a little bit of Terry's elusiveness, a couple scrambles, and there was the one where he had the long pass. How important was it to add that skill set to the competition when you went and found the quarterback?
I think it's fair to say that it's very important, you know, because, you know, we've all seen, you know, what quarterbacks, you know, can do if they can buy a little time and create some space. And, you know, we saw it here the past couple of years, and anytime you can get a guy to do both, then that's a good thing.
Were you able to gauge anything from the kicking game tonight?
Not really. You know, I got to watch the tape. I couldn't even tell who was hitting the punts. Thought Duffy hit a couple. I know Grant pinned him once or twice. So as far as the overall strength, I got to watch the tape. I thought Miles, you know, the kick before half was good to see. You know, the field goal. What was it? Was that before half? 43. Yeah, yeah, it was good because he's been reliable and good to see him out there. And it's a lot of pressure on with no offensive line, no defensive line, just him and the snapper and holder. So you got to make it.
Mark, how confident are you out of the spring that there will be significant defensive improvement overall?
I'm definitely feel stronger about the defense. There's no doubt. I think we'll be an improved unit. I think you know, we have to have all hands on deck. I mean, we have to be deeper than we've been. Okay. But no, we'll be an improved unit. There's no doubt that we'll be better, and we'll continue to challenge them.
Lights out defense.
Is that no signal I'm supposed to end this thing? Any more questions?
The guys that were injured or didn't play, do you fully anticipate them being back? I mean, have there been any updates on any of them?
Yeah, I don't see, you know, anybody that shouldn't be back at full strength in the fall.
Was Darius hurt tonight, or was he?
Darius had a death in the family, so he's been home. He really wanted to play because he's had a really solid spring, and you know, he was disappointed, obviously, but our prayers are with him and his family, and so you know, he's really worked hard, and I've been impressed with Darius.
What? Can you elaborate a little on that? Because a couple of other coaches have said that just in the last week, that they saw a light sort of come on this spring with him.
I just think with Darius, he's gone through some tough injuries, and leading up into, you know, last season through the summer and in camp, it gets so long, and you know, I think he puts a lot of pressure on himself because he wanted it so bad. He wanted to be out there so bad, and he got out there and started playing. And at that position, you need reps. You know, it's really important to have that kind of experience. And you know, for him to stay healthy through the entire season and then have a solid spring, we all see him more comfortable. He sees things and is playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of poise. He's an impactful guy. He's a strong person, and you know, can also run. You know, he's one of the fastest guys we had. So I've been just pleased. I think it's his comfort level and his instincts.
Best thing this spring was?
Staying healthy for the most part was important. But I think, you know, I've just been pleased down overall. I've said it, but I like their attitude and the way they're working. You know, if we stay with that approach and continue to grind out every day and get better and you know, honestly control the things we can control, then I like where we're headed. And you know, we got to stay hungry and work exceptionally hard between now and the opener. But I like the way they're working.
Do you think that working, that attitude has something to do with having all the seniors back?
I definitely do. You know, definitely. We have some experience, we have some leadership, and we have some guys that have been around for a while. So, you know, that's always important.
Did Jordan have his surgery, and did everything go as you expected?
Yes. Yep. He's on the road to recovery and doing his rehab, and you know, everything seems to be on point so far.
What's the goal for you as far as the team between now and the team starting up again?
Tell me that again.
What do you hope is the team itself is going to accomplish before we start practice again?
Well, just like I said, the next phase is a strong summer. So, you know, we have to, you know, finish this semester academically and get guys in a good position to do the best they can here and take care of business that way. And we got to get right back in the weight room. So there's some time between right now and when we report in the summer. We don't have time to take any days off. The guys got to get right back in the weight room and eat the proper foods and get in there and work, you know, hard in the weight room and get stronger. You know, the more physical we get, you know, the guys will stay healthier and be stronger and you know, be stronger at the point of attack. So I think that's the big thing, is hitting the weight room right now, and then we have to have a great summer. Thank you.